Steve, fantastic weekend for you last weekend where Josh picked up his first world title in the IBF featherweight title against a massive favourite, Lee Selby.
Yeah, it was a great night. In fact, I'm a bit hungover this morning because Josh treated us all out last night, so I stayed over in Leeds, and the full team was had like a meal and a few drinks, and you know, obviously the conversation was Saturday night, and everyone was talking about little experiences, some things that I'd seen, some things that I'd missed, and it just brought it back to what a wonderful evening it was.
Well, I just uploaded some behind the scenes footage because obviously I was fortunate enough to be in the back room with them from start to finish, and it was a strange camp because it was very subdued, because normally they're wild, they're a bit crazy and really, you know, very easy going in there, but it was quite serious, and obviously it should be because it's
listen, Josh was focused. He's been tuned in for that for 16 weeks now. In not two years, he's been looking not just to win the world title, but to win it off Lee Selby, because you know. When we turned it, and when we say we, it was me and Sean's dad who turned it down when he was getting married. I mean, Josh had actually cancelled his wedding to have the fight, and me and Sean just overturned it. So he got some pure abuse then from the Welsh people. You know, they were sending him pictures of his head on the wedding dresses and everything like that. So you know, he took it a bit personal, and so Saturday night he was completely focused, and it wasn't the time. We did have a laugh and a joke, but not as much as we normally did. But no, that's what had to happen on Saturday night, and the proof's in the pudding. He put a fantastic performance in. And,
do you know something as well? I don't think anyone believed that. You can never say a fight's easy, but it was a lot easier than we all thought it was going to be for him.
Of course, I mean, I believed he would win, but I thought he was going to have an hard fight, and you know. No disrespect to Lee, he wasn't anything as hard as we thought it would have been. You know, he done everything right, Josh, and he deserves all the credit. And like we were saying before, such a special night for him because he was at his beloved football ground, Ellen Road for Leeds. He's captain from the past who he admires, come over from Africa, the chief, and walked him out. And obviously the big Leeds band who he's always come out to predict the riot actually played live at the ground, and you know the stadium was packed with 25,000 people, so it couldn't have been any better. And like last night, you could see he was still flying from the experience. So we've all got to sit down and make it better. Yeah, we enjoyed it on the night, but I've seen some footage back. You know, the stuff you've put up. BT did the thing for a 9-minute thing, and you just look at it and you just go, wow.
Yeah.
And so like that's done now. He's made history. We've got to start looking at what's going to happen in the future.
I've just spoke to Ricky Hatton today. Just been down to his gym
there.
Right,
yeah.
And obviously there's a lot of the similarities between the night when he beat Costa Zoo were similar to that night, if you know what I mean. He was a massive underdog against Costa Zoo, and no one really gave him a chance of winning, and that was similar to there with Josh. No one gave him a chance. If you looked at all the people who know about boxing, not one of them, I think, sided with Josh to win the fight.
Yeah. I mean, I could accept people saying that he wasn't the favourite, but what I couldn't accept is so many people not giving him a chance whatsoever. You know, I mean, he completely wrote off, and even the bookies at 4-1 wrote him off. So, as I said at the press conference, I think people were looking at it when this fight was talked about 3 years ago, and over the 3-year period, I think we've seen a little bit of a decline in Lee Selby and massive improvements in Josh Warrington, and I think that was overlooked a little bit.
Well, you're Josh's manager. Where does he go from? I know he needs to celebrate and enjoy this moment,
yeah,
you know,
but, you know, well, we're going to sit down in the team, like you say, we're going to have like a couple of weeks. I've got my own thoughts on it, Josh will have his input, Sean will have his input, and his promoter Frank Warren will have his input. So between the four of us, I'm sure we'll come up with the right decision. I mean, the Carl-Frampton fight's obviously going to be the big fight for him.
But you feel that's going to be further down the line?
Yeah, it'll probably be next summer that there. I mean, it's too early to do it August 18th after that fight and all the preparation. He's just had twins. Plus, I don't see Josh as the B-side in this, so I don't see why we should, as champions, have to go over to Ireland. Certainly when it's a 20,000 stadium, and Ellen Road we get 45,000.
Carl's no the champion, so if he does pick up a world title in the meanwhile, that would make it great.
Yeah, of course, it makes it a bigger fight. And the thing with this is, obviously, Carl trains down in the gym here with Jamie Moore, and I see a little bit of Carl. He's a nice kid. There's going to be no animosity in that fight. He can be built up to what it's going to be, which would be a great fight. And hopefully, we can do our jobs right and keep winning. And hopefully, Carl can win a world title, and then it's a unification fight, which would make it a lot better, and maybe it could be a pay-per-view fight as well. So what we've got to do is do our end, Carl do his end, and then they can come together in a massive fight.
Exciting times.
Yeah.
Talk about exciting times. In 2 weeks on Saturday, you got a chance of another one of your fights becoming a 2-weight world champion.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, because how do you beat what happened on Saturday night? Well, Terry, becoming the 2-weight world champion, he touches it, done it there, and for me then I'd wake up on the Sunday the 10th of June, the manager of 2 world champions, which when you think I only started boxing to help some kids who weren't getting jobs and put a few shows on for them. It's mad, it's like a hobby for me, and we will have 2 world champions. We've got great faith in Terry, and well,
that's going to be a great show, isn't it? Because just the undercard there is stacked full of young Manchester talented kids on there, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think they're going to be matched quite hard as well, which is good. In all fairness, he wasn't the greatest undercard on Saturday in Leeds, but he didn't have to
fights over.
Yeah,
Mason Cartwright against Darren Tetley turned out to be a blinder, didn't it?
That was a blinder, and
Danny Wright looked good.
Danny Wright was in a tough fight, which he come through easy enough, probably better than they expected, but we look forward to the 9th of June. But for me, that's all about Terry and him becoming the 2-weight world champion. I think we've done the right thing with him moving up in weight, because obviously Lee Selby's saying now he's going up into super feather, and he kept at featherweight for too long. I mean, he still did 12 hard rounds, so he couldn't have been in that bad. But sometimes you do outgrow the weight, and I think we've done the right thing moving Terry up from 9 stone 9 to 10 stone, and it's great that his first fight he's going to be for the world title, and it's a vacant world title against the number 1, so it's not an easy fight for him, but it's one I do expect him to win.
And what's great with both those guys, they're both in weights whereby we've got a lot of British interest, so they could be, it's great fighting foreigners and all that, but it's always great when you get lads like Selby and Josh was, when 2 English guys fight one another, because the public then knows what they're going to get, because they've seen these fighters week in, week out, haven't they?
Yeah, that can happen. I don't really know what we're going to do next with Terry, but obviously we've got to get the win first, then we can start thinking about that. But I do expect him to win, and thinking their combined record together is 60-0 at the moment, so it's pretty special that.
And Tyson come back.
Pardon?
And Tyson come back.
And Big Tyson, yeah. I mean, just seeing himself at the press conferences, and his quality, the promoter doesn't have to promote that show, does he? Because Tyson does it for you. And
I believe you're doing a show with him later on in July, is it?
Not a boxing show, no, but
we're like a gentleman's evening.
We're doing our 16th of June show, which we'll talk about next week. That's a belting show. It looks like we're going to have like 4 title fights on that one, and then some good kids on the undercard. But on the 8th of July, I'm doing a co-venture with Victoria Warehouse, which is going to be a question and answers day with Tyson Fury, with a bit of a dinner and a bit of other entertainment. So I'm looking forward to that, because like we've seen, he's a character, isn't he, Tyson?
Definitely.
I was just told we can't come in the pink pants and the white t-shirt. Or to come in, I should say, not to, So I'm looking forward to that, and as I say, I'm looking forward to Terry. And him and Josh started together, super bantamweight sparring, so it just makes it a little bit special. And Terry, because he was in camp, couldn't come and support Josh on Saturday night, but you know, Josh is coming over for.
But they did spar with him in the early days, didn't they, when they were both super bantamweights?
Yeah, they used to spar together. Yeah, mad, isn't it?
Yeah. And both of them never really tipped to be any better than perhaps British champion if they were lucky.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? You put all the hard work in, and you know, you pays rewards, you get better.
Alright, it's been a pleasure, Steve. Take
Cheers,
care,
mate.
mate.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Thanks, mate.